What if your insomnia isn't stress, but rather a sign that your consciousness is changing? What if the anxiety you're trying to fix isn't a flaw, but rather a doorway? What if what you're feeling right now isn't falling apart, but rather waking up? You see, when a real spiritual awakening begins, it rarely feels like enlightenment. More often, it feels like dying. Everything you thought you were starts to crumble. The relationships that used to define you shift. The emotions you kept buried rise to the surface. Even your body begins to change. Your sleep, your appetite, your energy. Most people panic here. They try to rebuild the old story as fast as they can. They call it healing or self-improvement or even spirituality. But it's just the mind trying to find new ground. In this video, we'll look at what's actually happening when awakening feels like death, the real symptoms that appear, why they happen, and how to stay steady through the collapse. Because you can survive this. You will survive this. Not by becoming someone new, though, by remembering what you've always been beneath the noise. Awakening is not a single moment. It's the slow disidentification from the story of who you think you are. For years, maybe decades, you've lived inside a mental picture. Your name, your history, your goals, your struggles. That story felt solid. It helped you know where you fit in the world. But then, one day, something cracks. Maybe it's a loss, a heartbreak, an illness, a sudden glimpse of something vast. Suddenly, the story doesn't hold together. The map no longer matches the landscape. It's like walking through a familiar city and realizing the streets have shifted overnight. Nothing outside has changed. Everything inside has. This is where awakening begins. Not in bliss or perfection, in disorientation. Because the self that's falling apart isn't your true self. It's the mask you wore to feel safe. What's dying is not your essence. It's the image of yourself that was never fully real. When this unraveling starts, it shows up everywhere, in your body, in your emotions, in your thoughts. You might feel waves of energy through your chest or spine. You might cry for no clear reason. Old memories rise like ghosts, asking to be seen. Your sleep becomes unpredictable, sometimes wide awake at 3 a.m., sometimes heavy and dreamless. You may feel detached from people you used to relate to easily. Crowds feel loud. The news feels unbearable. You crave nature, silence, simplicity. Sometimes there's confusion, even fear. You wonder if you're losing your mind. What's really happening is that your nervous system is recalibrating. The energy that was once bound up in control and defense is beginning to move again. Your body becomes the instrument life is retuning. If you can breathe through it and stay gentle with yourself, these symptoms become teachers. They show you exactly where the energy of your old identity was trapped. So why does it feel like death? Because when your identity begins to dissolve, the mind interprets that as danger. To the ego, change equals death. So it sounds the alarm. It will do anything to hold on, argue, analyze, spiritualize. You'll feel the pull to rebuild yourself quickly, to find a new label or a new belief that gives you solid ground. This instinct is normal and natural. The human mind is built to seek stability. But in awakening, that stability cannot come from the old story anymore. It has to come from awareness itself. It's like standing on a cliff as the fog lifts. The world looks endless, and your footing feels uncertain. But what's disappearing is only the illusion of control. So yes, parts of you will die. The roles you played, the goals that no longer make sense, the relationships built on false ground. Let them go. Let them burn if they must. You are not what is ending. You are what remains when the ending is complete. There are 3 common traps people fall into when everything starts to collapse. Let's go through each so you're aware of them. Trap 1 is the guru trap, looking for someone to tell you who you are. It's natural to want guidance, but the moment you believe another person holds the truth for you, you step back into the illusion of separation. A true teacher points you inward, not upward toward them. Trap 2 is the spiritual identity. Here you rebuild the self as a seeker, a light worker, an awakened soul. Fill in the blank. These labels feel safer than I don't know who I am, but they're still costumes. And eventually awakening will strip these away too. And trap 3 is the experience collector. You chase visions, bliss states, altered experiences. And yeah, they can be beautiful, but they come and go. If you mistake them for awakening, you'll spend years chasing weather instead of resting as the sky. Each of these 3 traps is just the ego trying to survive in a new disguise. You don't have to fight it. Just notice the grasping and soften your hold. Awakening isn't meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal a deeper order. To move through it safely, you have to care for the body that's carrying the awakening. And we do this in 3 ways. The first is regulation. When things feel chaotic, come back to your senses. Feel your feet on the ground. Breathe out longer than you breathe in. Notice one sound in the room. Let your body remind your mind that you're safe right now. The second way is restoration. Feed yourself well. Get sunlight. Sleep when you can. Keep life simple, even boring. Healing the nervous system creates space for consciousness to unfold. And the third way is reconnection. Isolation deepens fear. Find safe people to be with. Talk honestly. Let someone see you when you're not okay. Awakening doesn't make you less human. It makes your humanity sacred again. These three, regulation, restoration, reconnection, are the bridge between breakdown and coherence. At some point, the light dims. Practices stop working. You feel abandoned by spirit. It's quiet, flat, empty. This is the dark night of the soul. It's not punishment. It's purification. The parts of you that still believe you must earn peace are being burned away. The seeker, the doer, the one striving to reach God, they cannot go any further. It's the long winter before spring, the silence between heartbeats. The mind calls this despair. But if you stop fighting and rest in the silence, you'll feel something underneath the emptiness, a steady presence that never left. And that's you. That's the awareness awakening through the ashes of what you were. When you come out the other side, nothing looks different. You still pay bills, wash dishes, deal with moods and people. But something subtle has shifted. You're no longer the doer. Life moves through you, not from you. Everything, even the small, the plain, feels alive again. Awakening doesn't lift you out of life. It plants you more deeply inside it. The miracle is in the ordinary, the breath, the sound of rain, the touch of a hand. The more you allow life to be simple, the more sacred it becomes. If you're in the middle of this process, if you feel like everything is falling apart, know that you're not alone. You're right on time. The death you're feeling is not the end of you. It's the end of the false you. So what if this collapse isn't destruction, but the beginning of honesty? Breathe. Take care of your body. Let life work on you at its own pace. You don't have to manage the awakening. You just have to stay present to it. If you want a place to practice this together, come join me inside the Alchemy Circle. It's where we explore how to move from collapse into coherence, from fear into trust, and from story into truth. Because you can survive your awakening. You will survive your awakening. And when you do, you discover you were never the one who needed to survive at all.